Today we've got Soundcore's latest open earbuds from the $40 V20i and the $100 AeroFit 2, and seriously, these are some of the most value you can get in the market. Here's everything you need to know so you can be sure to buy which one that suits your needs perfectly. Let's get started. Selamat pagi. Good morning everyone, Kenneth here and welcome to my full review / comparison of the Soundcore V20i and AeroFit 2. I'm going to focus on the main differences, and as always, everything said is my own honest opinion. So with that said, let's get started with the most important difference, and that is the sound quality. In short, yes, they sound different, very different. As a starter, the AeroFit 2 is practically the best sounding open ear I've heard in the $100 range. So the question is, how far did the V20i go? I'll pick this super fun rock collab song from Ed Sheeran, Blow, and the most noticeable difference is on the sound staging. If the AeroFit 2 sounds like you're enveloped with music, you have well-defined instrument separation so you can make out the vocals in the front center, the drums in the back, and instruments on the sides. The V20i sounds like a small speaker where it's cramming everything in the center of your head. Vocal presentation is also so much more natural on the AeroFit 2, which in my opinion is worth the price difference alone. But then to V20i's defense, this thing is doing practically everything else right. And especially in markets like Indonesia, it comes at a very accessible price, so the sound quality still works out. And the limitations are actually not as apparent when you play simpler pop or EDM songs like Way to Break My Heart, another Ed Sheeran collab with Skrillex. I still enjoy wholly on either of these earbuds. Now, some important things you should know about open ears is they're not going to beat in-ears or half-in-ears sound quality wise, but I still think they're so much better than bone conduction buds. Both models here ticks the basics like loud enough volume, although expect noise bleeding above 50% because, well, these are open. The treble is far from piercing, and most importantly, the bass is visceral. It's very strong. You can feel your ears shaking at times though. The V20i doesn't reach quite deep into the sub bass, so the more you boost the EQ, the more mid bass you're gonna get. And speaking of which, I recommend sticking with balanced EQ on both because Soundcore did a very great job there. Just make sure to update to the latest firmware because the V20i had a huge EQ change in that particular spot. Alright, if you enjoyed the video so far, please hit the thumbs up, and you're very welcome to subscribe for tech and audio content. And as a reminder, do help me support the channel by using the affiliate links below before buying things, because I may get a commission at no extra cost to you. So thank you very much, and with that said, let's move on and talk about the build quality and fit. Okay, so this is Soundcore we're talking about, right? They always had excellent build quality even at their lowest tier models, and these are no exception. The only thing that gives the V20i a cheaper feel is the use of glossy finish on the earbuds itself. At least that's what my brother said, because to me it actually breaks the matte look and feel, which is quite nice aesthetic wise. And the charging case is still spring loaded here. The closing snap is also very satisfying. Listen to this. This is AeroFit 2. The only difference is the lack of this super soft silicone-like material used on the inside, and there's no pairing button also on the case. Though you can still tap and hold both earbuds for pairing modes, so that's not much of a problem here. Now, one of the best design upgrades seen on the AeroFit 2 was the adjustable ear hook, and we got that on the V20i as well, which is amazing because you can adjust how tight the fit is on the fly. Though the limitation here is the case will only fit the earbuds at its smallest setting, like this. And considering how tight this smallest setting is, you'll likely adjust when you put it on, so you need to make it a habit to fold the earbuds down before putting it into the case. The AeroFit 2 doesn't have this issue because the larger case accommodates for that already, but honestly that becomes second nature very quick, and overall this is still a great design. Now, another cost-saving measure on the V20i is to put the battery side by side with the driver, creating this huge earbuds pill and a slim flexible ear hook with super soft TPU material. You do feel the earbuds more than the AeroFit 2 that just disappears, and it does look a bit big, although in my opinion, as long as the ear hook is not too chunky like the first gen open earbuds, this still looks fine when worn. Now, another potential problem I found with this V20i design is discomfort. Since the space where it curves around your ear is tighter than that of the AeroFit 2, you will start to feel discomfort only after around 30 minutes to 1 hour of use. Though with that said, the tighter fit makes this better than the AeroFit 2 for running use cases, which is why my brother bought this for, because you'll feel more assured as these stay more securely in your ear. It basically grips the upper part of your ear, where the AeroFit 2 just stays around your ear like that. And speaking of the AeroFit 2, I've worn this all day long and I don't feel a thing thanks to the separated battery and driver design and an even thinner ear hook in the middle, which leaves some space for glass users like me, but the V20i doesn't interfere with glasses as well. Coming back to the good side now, I'm very happy to see that both of these support multi-point connection, which is especially a selling point on the cheaper buds, simply because it's genuinely helpful. Also, battery life is very strong on both, 8 hours on a V20i and 10 hours on the AeroFit 2. Then both charging cases provide more than 3 times extra charges. These will basically accompany you through the week just fine. Also, Soundcore App continues to be some of the best in the industry. Like, you don't need to register for an account, the Bluetooth LE connects very quickly, and then there's an in-depth controls customization from 1, 2, 3 and hold configuration. That's true for both of these. And the best part is you can set different control scheme between stereo and mono use. For example, you assign volume control on stereo mode single tap, but disable it completely on mono use to not accidentally touch it. My only gripe still is you need to activate gaming mode from the app, but the AeroFit 2 performs extremely well at just 130 milliseconds with gaming mode on, which is the limit of the codec until you use LC3, and without it, it's still a very good performer at around 280 milliseconds. The V20i isn't too far behind in normal mode at 310 milliseconds, but with gaming mode, it's now around 200 milliseconds, which is still good in the grand scheme of things, but not as good as the AeroFit 2. Now, the specific quirk with this Soundcore gaming mode in general is it comes with a special footstep enhancing EQ, and it's quite different, especially on the V20i, and you can't modify the sound anymore, so you either take it or leave it. As a final grab bag of features, first, the V20i has LED lights that I think would be useful for outdoor runners. It gets pretty bright at full setting, and you can set it to constant flashing, breathing pattern, or even following music here. You either turn it on manually in the app, or you can set it to tap and hold, for example, and it will turn off after a set amount of time so you don't accidentally drain battery after your runs. As for the AeroFit 2, we got support for wireless charging, LDAC, and spatial audio, although I don't use the latter two as much. But more interestingly, this has gotten a free AI translation update, which is somewhat like Google Translate, but what the other person said is being played through your headphone, and what you say will be dictated through the speakerphone. Check this out. Selamat pagi semuanya, hari ini kita mau makan apa? Oh ya, lu yang bayar apa gue yang bayar nih?
Good morning, everyone. What are we eating today? Oh, by the way, are you paying or am I paying?
Pretty neat, huh? I just spoke in somewhat formal way at first, then switched to a more casual way, and it translated them perfectly. There are more than 100 languages available, and you can even use it as a one-way real-time translator. Let's say when you're listening to a different language lecture, presentation, or even meeting, it will be translated immediately and played on the headphone. In the FAQ, they made sure all of this data is encrypted and GDPR compliant, so they don't use your voice data for anything else. And the only catch is multi-point needs to be turned off, although it resets back on again when you put these earbuds into the case. Finally, I think mic quality is very good on both. Open ears are very comfortable to use daily, especially when it involves a lot of talking. And I've used the AeroFit 2 on a lot of short phone calls to longer meeting sessions, but let's hear the mic test for yourself right now. All right, welcome everyone to the microphone test. Here we are now with the Soundcore AeroFit 2, and what do you think of the sound quality? Okay, we are right beside a not quite busy road, but there are still cars passing by. But let's check out how the Soundcore V20i performs right now. All right, so here we are now recording with the Soundcore V20i, and as you can see here, this is a feature unique to the earbuds that tells basically everyone around you that you are there, and that's very useful when you're out and about running, for example, or having a jog. So yeah, let's switch over to the iPhone microphone now, and we'll see how this performs. Okay, so here we're now recording with the iPhone microphone, and yeah, this is the kind of noise that we're in right now. It's not too noisy despite a lot of cars passing by. So if you have any more questions, let me know down below. I'll try to answer them. And yeah, don't forget to use the affiliate links. Thank you so much. I'm Kenneth, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.